When I was in the minor leagues, my AA pitching coach looked me in the eyes and said, "You're never going to make it unless you learn to believe in yourself." I went to play for Team USA to try to qualify for the Olympics, and I got sent home. I was the only person on the team that got sent home and didn't make the team. That offseason, actually, before the next season even started, I was traded. John Schuerholz did not want to trade me, the general manager at the time, but he called Bobby Cox, and Bobby Cox said back to him, "Adam, Wainwright is never going to make it to the big leagues. He has no self-confidence. He has no idea how good he could be. He's mentally as weak as they come. You need to trade this guy right now because he's never going to make it." And in 2005, I got called up to the big leagues. I gave up a 3-run bomb in my first appearance. And when I got sent home from the playoffs, the only player that got sent home, what is it? Why is it that I keep seeing these guys get promoted to the big leagues and I'm sitting here struggling, trying to see if I'll ever pitch again in the big leagues? I don't know. Our manager doesn't believe in me, or the pitching coach in the fall league didn't believe in me. My manager and general manager for the Braves didn't believe in me. Nobody thinks that I'm going to make it. What is the deal here? And it just, I don't know what happened, but it was just like revealed to me on the spot that from there on I needed to completely change my mental makeup, and I needed to take things a lot more seriously. I needed to step up my focus immensely, and I just looked up at the heavens and I said, for the rest of my career, I'm going to throw every pitch like it's the last pitch I'll ever throw, like it's the last pitch of the World Series. That next spring training I showed up and I was on these bullpen mounds right here, and before I even threw my first pitch, our pitching coach, Dave Duncan, looked at me and said, "Adam, you're different. What is different about you?" And all I said was just watch. And I threw my bullpen, and our pitching coach looked at me and said, "Stay right there." And I made the team that year. And Tony La Russa called me in the office and he said, "I don't know how you just did that. You made the team, you pitched great all spring, but you were terrible last year. I don't know how you did it, but you're going north with us. Congratulations." I said, "Yes, sir, thank you." For the innings during the season, I was the long man, and I started pitching bigger innings as the season wore on. And that year, fortunately, I was able to eventually end up closing ball games out for the Cardinals, and I ended up closing out the World Series that year as a rookie. And again, Tony called me into the office and he said, "How did you do that? You were terrible last year. You were the last guy I wanted pitching for me, and I sent you home." And I said, "It was no big deal." And he said, "What do you mean it was no big deal?" I said, "Well, I took a vow this offseason that I was going to throw every throw like it was the last pitch of the World Series. And so every time I played catch and every time I threw off the mound, whether it was practice or a game, I threw it with the intention of, this is so important to me, this means so much to me, I'm going to be so focused that this will be just like the last pitch of the World Series." So I did that for you 62 times during the regular season, 9 more times during the postseason, and then when I got the last out in the World Series, it was no big deal because I'd already done it 72 times. We've all been given these talents, whether we're baseball players or we're just, working hard in school. And we need to practice, and we need to prepare, and we need to plan, and we need to expect to be great at it. And when you expect to be great at it, usually the results are pretty good. And if you keep expecting, even with bad results, if you keep expecting to be good, at least your results will start to trend upwards and you'll see a great advantage in that. My name is Adam Wainwright, starting pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals, and baseball is my natural high. What's yours?